Good. Okay, so let's start with the solution for teachers, all right? So this is important. This is why we're doing this, all right? This is why we're having this webinar today, and this is why you are here. You're here to learn, but this is the reason why you're learning about it, okay? So let's start with the solution for teachers, but we need to face the challenges first, okay? We have challenges in education. I think everyone gonna agree with me on this, right? Education systems and the marketplace have not been rewarding teachers enough for their time and efforts, right? Teachers are underpaid, undervalued, underappreciated. So if this resonates with you, thumb up or put yes in the chat. So this is the challenges we are facing in education. We cannot avoid it. This is the fact. This is the truth. This is what's happening. And how teachers are currently paid, right? Let's think about this first. How teachers are currently paid. So teachers are underpaid, undervalued. So how are teachers getting paid right now? So currently, teachers are compensated for their time to teach students through schools, companies, or independently, either one-on-one or in groups. It doesn't matter if you teach in classroom, or you teach online, right? Most teachers are getting paid by teaching students one-on-one or in groups. So this is how teachers are currently paid, right? So the problem here is there's not enough money for teachers. So the education system, the schools, the government, the companies, even the students have not been able to find enough money to compensate teachers for their time. It's not that they don't want to pay teachers more. They just don't have the money. The system, the government, right? They don't have the funding. The schools, they are squeezed very much as well. They don't have money. The companies, yes, probably they want to pay teachers more, but they don't. They have very thin margin. They just can't afford paying teachers more. So the problem here is not enough money right now available for teachers, and these are fundamental challenges that will take significant time to fix. So unfortunately, this is not something we can fix overnight. Okay. So, and then what's happening is classroom teachers haven't had their salary raised in years. I talk to teachers very often. There are teachers telling me for 10 years, 20 years, their salary has been raised at all. So they are having the same salary as 10 years ago. Online teachers are getting paid less than $20 an hour. Maybe $20 an hour is pretty high to me because I'm seeing some companies in marketing, hey, you can get $20 an hour. It sounds like they're doing a really good job paying teachers, and there are teachers getting $10, and I know some teachers are getting $6, $7 an hour, okay, working online. Independent teachers are pressured to reduce price due to price wars with other teachers, not only from companies, schools, right? These independent teachers, the freelancing teachers working for on the online platform, they are like fighting each other. They're reducing price in order to get students. Teachers are leaving teaching. Really sad right thing happening right now. Thousands and thousands of teachers are leaving teaching every month. So this is what's happening. And we just can't expect the schools, companies, markets, government, even the students to suddenly have more money to pay teachers. Yeah, we can go on riots, we can strike, we can go on strike, right? We can do anything we can, but they just don't have money. We can't expect them to suddenly have money to pay teachers. All right. So to recap, teachers have been relying on others to pay for their time, not enough money to pay teachers what they are worth for their time. Teachers feel underpaid and undervalued. So if this is true to you guys, so this is what I'm hearing every single day. That's what I'm seeing every single day. This is what's happening, and we need to find a solution. Okay. So it is the case for you guys. Say yes if this is the case. If you agree with me, this is something happening. This is what's happening in this market, in this industry. Unfortunately, this is what's happening. All right. Yes, a lot of yeses here. And so the next question is, anyone see what the problem is here? Okay, the problem. There are a lot of problems, right? They don't have money. Teachers undervalued, underpaid. The government, students, the market, a lot of problem. There's one problem not everyone's seeing. So the problem here I want to point out is time. All right, teachers don't get paid enough for the time. Even if $20 an hour, that's not enough. The minimum wage in the US is $16-17 an hour, right? Teachers going through all the training, years of experience, they only getting paid for $20 an hour. So they don't get paid enough for their time, right? And teachers don't have more time to make enough money. Yes, if teachers have 48 hours a day, okay, if I make $20 an hour, I can still make more if I spend more time, but teachers don't have more time to make more money. So the problem is time here. Does it make sense to you guys? Make sense? The time. Teachers don't get paid enough for the time because there's no money. Schools, companies, governments, they don't have enough money to pay enough. And teachers don't have enough time to make more money. You guys have families, you have your job. I know teachers who have 6-7 jobs. I mean, it doesn't matter how many jobs you have. You only have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You have more time. So the solution, the time is valuable. Time is the most valuable asset, okay? All right. So we need to find a solution. If time is a problem, we need to find a solution. A solution for you, teachers, to diversify your income, to make more income without relying on being paid for your time. Okay, remember this. A solution for you, teachers, to diversify your income, to make more income without relying on being paid for your time. And that's what we call knowledge monetization. Okay, let me explain what knowledge monetization is. So first of all, teachers are subject experts. And sometimes teachers don't feel like you are expert. You are an expert, just like all the other experts too. You are an expert. You are subject experts. If you can teach in classroom, teach online, students can learn from you. You are an expert in the subject, right? Teachers can make money without spending time teaching, just like all the other experts in other fields. You can do the same. You can have a decent income by monetizing your knowledge, expertise, experience, and the materials you have developed throughout your teaching careers. You can monetize them, okay? You can monetize them. What does it mean? What do I mean by that? So teaching is not the only way for teachers to make an income. It might not even be the best way. So as a teacher, in order to make an income, you can teach to exchange time for money, right? This is one way, but this is not the only way. You can also monetize your knowledge, what you've developed, your expertise, your experience, your specialty. You can monetize that without exchanging time for money. All right. So you can turn your teaching expertise into digital assets, make income without trading time for money. So in addition to teach, right? So you can always teach and make money. You can also turn your teaching expertise into digital assets. You can digitalize your expertise, what you know, what you can do, what you are good at. You can digitalize them and make income without trading time for money. So then you might ask, okay, what are the digital assets I can develop? So there are so many options for teachers to do this. Digital courses with pre-record videos. You can develop courses, right? With videos, and then you don't have to be there and teaching. You can just use the videos and digital courses to teach. You can write books. You can publish ebooks to teach, right? To help students, help others. You can have memberships with the 360-degree support to support your students, support others. Or you can just just produce teaching materials, lesson plans, curriculum, worksheets, printables, flashcards, study guides, quizzes, assessments, and so much more you can do. But the idea here is you want to digitalize your knowledge, your expertise, and turn that into digital assets that can be used, can be sold, can deliver results, can help students, help others without you being there, without using your time. All right. So does it make sense, guys? Am I making sense here? So knowledge monetization has become a movement for teachers who want to earn what they're worth. Okay. So the problem is time. They're not paying enough for your time. You don't have time to make more. Okay, what we can do without relying on time, monetize your knowledge, create digital assets. And this has become a movement for teachers. All right, we are driving this movement, knowledge monetization. Hundreds of teachers in our community have joined our knowledge monetization movement. Robbie, Inga, Janine in our community are selling teaching materials, passive income. Emma, Meredith, Rachel, and many other teachers host memberships to make a recurring monthly income. And teachers like Hannah, Martin, Richard, so many other teachers are selling digital courses to make thousands of dollars. So this is happening. All right. If you question about this, oh, can I do it? Can teachers do it? The answer is yes, because it's happening. It's a knowledge monetization movement, and we're driving this forward. So hundred teachers in our community are doing this on a daily basis, and you can do it too. Knowledge monetization is about turning your teaching expertise into digital assets that can generate income so you can work less, earn more. All right, guys. This is the new way for teachers to earn what they are worth, what you're worth by doing what you love. Remember, this is a new way. This is not the mainstream, the common way. This is a new way. Yes, there are teachers doing it, but not enough. Not enough teachers are doing it. Are you ready for knowledge monetization, guys? Are you ready to join us in this movement? Comment yes if you are. I hope everyone can comment yes, because this is important for me. This is why we're doing these free workshop webinars every single month. And this is why I talk about this every time when I do a webinar, because I want as many teachers as possible appreciate this, because this is the solution. You can't fight with the market to just hoping that a lot of students, a lot of companies, a lot of business is going to appreciate you more, going to pay you more. Yes, some of them are going to do that, but we can be smarter. We can think about solutions that we don't need to rely on time. All right. And you are subject expert. You know so much. I talk to teachers who have been teaching great, like great results for students, been teaching 30, 40 years, came to us, hey, James, I don't want to just leave teaching because I know I can help so many students, but I'm retiring. I can't teach anymore. I was like, you don't have to teach. If you can find a way to pass your knowledge, your expertise, your experience to your students without you being there teaching them, right? You see, it's not only about solving the problem we have right now, it's also give you an opportunity to make more money, impact, even after you retire. Because whatever digital assets you create, whatever digital assets that you develop using your expertise, is gonna stay there. Stay there, even you don't teach anymore. All right. So this is super, super important because we need to be smart. We don't have to fight with the market. We don't have to fight with the government. We don't have to fight with the schools. We can be smarter. We can just think about ways of diversifying our income. Think about ways digitalizing our income. I'm seeing hundreds of yeses. So appreciate that very much, guys. If you haven't comment yes, if you agree with me, comment yes. If you don't agree with me, it's fine. I'll try to convince you. Okay, I'll convince you next time. But I really believe in this, guys. This is the solution for teachers. And the good news, now is the time for teachers to embrace knowledge monetization. If this were like 10 years ago, I would be less confident because there's going to be so many challenges, so many obstacles for teachers to do this. But now is the time for teachers to really embrace knowledge monetization, to think about digital assets, because students are ready. All right. How many of you agree with me after COVID? The shift towards remote online learning has accelerated student acceptance of digital educational formats. Before COVID, the company students was like, oh, I prefer in-person. After COVID, oh, I will do online. I don't want to do in-person anymore. That has shifted dramatically due to COVID, okay? Now, students are more accepted to online learning, digital educational formats, courses. This growing trend presents a unique opportunity for teachers to reach and engage with students in a new and in innovative ways. How many of you agree with me on this? Students are ready. Students are ready. All right, it's more and more. And I'm seeing more and more teachers are shifting online because their students asking them, hey, can we just do it online? And they're shifting online because their students asking them to do that. All right. You see the movement, things are changing. Okay. Don't just do what has been working for you for the past 10 years. Things are changing very, very dramatically. Technology is ready. Technology has made it more feasible than ever for teachers to create and sell digital assets. User-friendly platform and tools simplify the process of content creation, marketing, selling. Just like Canva, we're gonna talk about Canva today. It's like I can't even imagine doing anything without Canva anymore. It's like you create all the different things. Like it takes you 5 seconds, 10 seconds to create. Maybe it takes you like $100, $200 and wait for 2 days. In the past, now like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, you can do it yourself. Beautifully presented. No, technology is ready. Okay. AI is here. All right. Artificial intelligence are now available to significantly reduce the time effort required for creating and selling digital assets and making the process more efficient and effective. Okay. I know some teachers are scared of AI. It doesn't matter how scared you are, it's here. I mean, instead of being scared, instead of being fearful, instead of worrying about this, let's face it, how can I use it? How can we leverage it to stay on top of the market, stay on top of others, and we can win, right? In this market. So AI is here. Students are ready. Technology is ready. AI is here. That's why knowledge monetization, this is the ideal time for you guys to embrace it. So who is ready for knowledge monetization? Who is ready? Who's ready to join us in this movement, right? I guess most of you are gonna be, right? Otherwise you won't be here. So who's ready? Guys, ready, 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 ready. I'm seeing so many yeses, ready, yes, yes. And we have 396 teachers watching. If you haven't said hi in the chat, you haven't introduced yourself, haven't told about us who you are and why you're here, please use the chat introducing yourself. We have 395 teachers watching us right now. I am so grateful. I'm so happy because this is important. Okay, if you only remember knowledge monetization after this webinar, I'll be super happy. All right. If you can remember this, you know this is something you need to do. You are already ahead of 90% of teachers out there. All right. This is the beginning. This is important. Okay. Who is ready? So in so many yeses. I can't see all of this here. So many yeses. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Who's ready to create digital assets? I guess another yes. Another yes. Yes. Who's ready to learn how to create digital assets and make passive income and stop exchanging time for money? Everyone, all right? Everyone. Let's get started, okay? So let me check on time. Yeah, we're good. I'm right on time. Let's get started with what you're here today, all right? I'm gonna show you how these things gonna be done. It's so easy, it's so simple, okay? And I hope after this webinar, you're gonna feel like, oh my God, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it even now. This is the purpose of this webinar. I'm gonna show you how easy it is. Everyone can do this because students are ready, technology is ready, AI is here. This is the best time for you to embrace knowledge monetization. This is the best time for you to create digital assets. This is a time for you to make the passive income you deserve. This is a time for you to earn what you're worth by doing what you love. Okay, guys, let's get started. All right, we're gonna move on to the next part, 3 steps to developing teaching materials. I guess when I read this, I don't feel very confident because who am I? I'm not even a teacher, okay? I'm not even a teacher. How can I tell teachers how to develop teaching materials? So I actually confirmed this with a couple of teachers before I decided to present this, because as I said, I'm not a teacher, but I'm a consultant, okay? I major in physics, all right? I'm very logical. Whenever comes to things like this, I try to structure it, okay? Even developing teaching materials, it takes steps. It's not like, oh, I just have an idea, I'll just create things. No, it takes steps. 3 steps to developing teaching materials, okay? So what's 3 steps? Ideas, content, and materials. Let me explain this to you guys, okay? So step 1, ideas. So whatever you create, you need to have the idea first, right? This is the brainstorming phase where you determine the topic, what you want to create, what is for topic, learning objectives, what is the objective, the goal for this material, right? Over goals for this material. Whatever you're gonna create, what is the topic, objective, goals? This is the idea. Step 2, develop the actual instructional content. This includes writing scripts, explanations, descriptions, instructions, and any other text-based content. So this is a little bit different, I guess, from some of the teachers who are doing it. Some teachers just move from ideas to materials right away. But I would recommend the second step here, before you work on the actual materials, whether it's a lesson plans or curriculum or slides or flashcards, whatever you're creating, you need to get to step 2 first, develop the actual instructional content, okay? The text base, you want to develop idea, then have the text before you move on to the material phase. The material phase here is to assemble the teaching materials using the content developed in step 2. This involves creating slides, handouts, videos, and other multimedia resources, depending on you're doing in person or online. So these are 3 steps. And if you don't understand very clearly, don't worry, because I'm going to show you how to do this, right? By the way, we have just reached 400 teachers in this webinar, okay? I'm so grateful. And if you just join this webinar, please introduce yourself in the chat. We just started 30 minutes ago. You didn't miss much, and stay to the end. And we're gonna send you the recording, and stay to the end to get these 5 bonuses, right? At the end. All right. Okay, 400 teachers here, 405. Okay, guys, thank you very much. So then let's get to the points. How can AI and technology assist us with this process? If we're gonna follow the 3 steps, right? So using AI for steps 1 and 2, there are many tools already out there that covers the entire 3 steps, and we're not gonna talk about it because some of them are good, but very kind of specific. We're not going to cover that, but we are only looking at AI generative AI tools like ChatGPT, the Copilot, and Gemini, which was barred previously, just going to rebrand it. So these are 3 kind of major AI tools, generative AI tools, right? So we can use these tools for step 1 and 2 to use this AI to help us brainstorm ideas, objectives, goals to help you. I mean, even if you're an experienced teacher, it doesn't hurt to get some opinions, right? What else we can do? What are the best practices, right? People are doing. You can use these tools, AI tools, to help you brainstorm ideas. And these AI tools can help you start the first draft of the content. Remember this, okay? I'm not saying you're gonna use ChatGPT or whatever develop completely and use that. You can, but as an experienced teacher, you should contribute. You should do customization, personalization. I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit. It's more like conversation, and ChatGPT or Gemini, they are like an assistant to help you, right? To develop the text-based content, all right? And then we can use Canva to develop materials. I'm gonna show you that too, how you can turn this content you created and develop materials using Canva. And today's focus, we're gonna use ChatGPT and Canva to show you how can you process this whole 3 steps, okay? All right. Okay, I'm getting ready for this part, okay? ChatGPT demo, generate slide ready content. So today we're gonna focus on developing teaching slides, okay? There's so many things you can develop. As I said, the teaching materials like quizzes, homework, assignments, and even flashcards, and Chris is gonna talk about flashcards at the end. But there's so many teaching materials you can create using these 3 steps, using what I'm showing you today. But as a demo, we're gonna use ChatGPT to show you how to generate slide-ready content. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna do this here. At the end of this webinar, you're gonna receive all the slides, okay, from this webinar, and you will have this link to the document, the same document here with a prompt, okay, prompt I'm gonna use today, all right? So, and I'll open ChatGPT, I'll open new one. So this ChatGPT, so this, I won't have time to do a basic introduction to ChatGPT. I'll assume that you are using it. If you're not using it, it's very easy to use. I'm not gonna cover that, okay? I'll just assume you know how to use ChatGPT, all right? So now I have this prompt here, all right? This prompt, this long, okay? This is really long prompt. It tells ChatGPT exactly what ChatGPT needs to do to support you, to assist you to develop the slide-ready content. I'm not gonna read it, all right? You can read it yourself. Once you get the slides, you go to this document, you can read it yourself, how this is structured. And also, so I would say, I leveraged the prompts that introduced by ChatGPT last year. So they have a similar one, but I can do some editing and turn it more personalized for lesson planning, presentation slides. So that's what I did, okay? All right, so let me just copy the whole thing here. And then open up your ChatGPT. I'll paste it in ChatGPT, all right, with this prompt. And you can use this same prompt following what I did, doing the exact what I'm going to do next, okay? So I copy paste the prompt, and then ChatGPT read my prompt and start following my instruction to interact with me, all right? The first question ChatGPT asked me, all right, it's asking me, hello, I'm here to help you create effective lesson plan and presentation slides for your students. Let's start by getting some basic information. Could you please tell me a bit of students, for example, what is their learning level, right? So I already have here, have the answers tapped here, so I don't have to tap them. So I would say business professionals, all right? And I'm gonna do a demo of creating a lesson about teaching business English vocabulary for business professionals. It's pretty generic, but you will know how to do the customization later on when you do the same exercise. I'll try to keep it a little bit broader, okay? So then, okay, I tell ChatGPT, oh, no, it's for business professionals. And then, great, thanks for sharing that. Now, what specific topic or concepts do you want to teach these business professionals? Okay, so I will do this one. Okay, business English vocabulary. Understood. Is this session designed for one-on-one teaching or a group of students? I will say one-on-one. And then it asked me, got it, how long will the session last? I will say, okay, I'm gonna do 1 hour. Usually teach 1 hour lesson to adults, right? I'll just say 1 hour. Yeah, I'm using 4.0. I think even you have free account, you have limited time you can use 4.0, okay? So this is accessible. And you can use mini or other things too, right? Okay, so how long will the lesson last? 1 hour? Perfect. Do the students already have some existing knowledge of business English vocabulary, or is this an entirely new topic for them? Okay, so then I'll answer the question here. I already prepared this answer, so I don't have to type them. Just say yes, they should have a B2 to C1 level of English proficiency and be using English at work. So thank you for the information. What is your learning goal for this lesson? In other words, what do you want the student to understand or be able to do by the end of the session? All right, so I have this here. So then you define your goal, like what's the purpose of this lesson? What's your goals, right? And then put it here. They should feel more comfortable with new business English vocabulary and be more confident in speaking professional business English at work. Okay, this is the goal for this lesson. And then ChatGPT starts drafting the lesson plan. Okay, the lesson plan for this lesson. The lesson plan, business English vocabulary, introduction, direct introduction, checking for understanding, discussion, application, in-class activity, assignment, and with how much time you should spend, right? So if you are a teacher, experienced teacher, you can already exchange instructions and tell ChatGPT how to revise. So to me, I'm not a teacher. To me, this makes sense, from students' perspective. Okay, I would just say it's good. But before you do that, you want to copy. Okay, copy, highlight the whole thing, highlight this, and paste it to a Google Doc. Okay, I start a new Google Doc here. I will just paste it here because we're gonna use this information when we create the teaching slides. All right, copy the lesson plan. So the lesson plan is not only the material you're going to present to your students, it also tells you the purpose of this slide, this part of the session. What's the purpose of this part of session is actually instruct you to deliver the lesson too. So it's important to copy paste lesson plan. And when you are happy with the results, as I said, you can always ask ChatGPT to revise, to make adjustments. I'm not going to do it here, okay? All right, so this is lesson plan. All right, so I want to make sure I'm not losing you guys. Everyone feel good so far? Everyone feel this is good so far? I will continue. So everyone happy with what you're saying so far? All right, this is my first time doing it. Okay, if you good, awesome, like it. All right, as I said, if there are things you don't understand, how James did that, don't worry. I just want to make sure you know, oh, you can do it. Not how you did it. There are some granular things I won't be able to cover, but so far so good. I answered. So this prompt asks ChatGPT to ask these questions ChatGPT need to know in order to help you develop this lesson plan. And then at the end, ChatGPT gonna ask you, would you like to change anything, or you're aware of any misconceptions about topic that students might encounter? Actually ask you, hey, can you give me some feedback to improve this? I would say all good for me. I'm seeing a lot of all good, very good. Thank you guys. All good. All right. So I'll say all good. And then ChatGPT gonna say, oh, would you like to expand this lesson plan into presentation slide ready content that you can direct copy and paste into your slides? Of course. Right? So then ChatGPT gonna start developing content that I can use on my teaching slides. All right. So let's start with the first slide. And then you read it. Introduction, I will just copy it. All right, because I feel it's pretty good. I'll copy it. And then go to your Google Doc or a Word document, whatever you use, and then you paste it here, slide 1, and you go back. Okay, does this look good for the first slide? Let me know if you like to make any changes before we move on to the next slides. I would say, oh, good. And then ChatGPT gonna move on to the second slide. All right, slide 2, direct instruction. So key business English vocabulary, introduce 10 to 15 new term definition examples and textual usage in professional setting, include speak examples. Okay, so this is good, but this is not enough because I want to have the content ready for me on the slides. So I would say, can you prepare 5 new vocab with definition and example for each? Yeah. So I would say, hey, this is not enough. I need actual examples. And then ChatGPT gonna revise. Okay, let's prepare these examples, right? And then it gives me 5, right? So this is good. I like this. I will copy this. There's 5. And also depending on, so if I have a more specific audience, I can give ChatGPT more specific instruction. If your student told you, oh, I want to learn more new vocabulary I can use in meetings, you can actually tell ChatGPT about that, right? ChatGPT will give you more towards that, right? The vocabulary. I didn't tell ChatGPT, that's why these are kind of very generic business English vocabulary. So what I'm gonna do next, I will copy paste to this one. Okay, slide 1. So slide 2. Okay. So does the content work for your slide? Let me know if you like any change or addition. All good. No, good. No, you don't have to say all good and all the time. You can say next. Next. Okay, next slide. Can you guys see my only that I was needs topic? Okay, you can see my screen, right? Can you see the chat history? But some people asking, what do you mean only chats? Yes, you can see the screen, you can see the dialogue, right? I'm having with ChatGPT. Mashila, someone else, or are you reading someone's chat? If you're looking at my screen, you know what I'm doing, right? I'm having a dialogue with ChatGPT. Oh, they are asking because we know, okay, how to use ChatGPT. Okay, good. So we're gonna continue. So now we're on slide 3. Slide 3, ChatGPT suggests that you can do a checking for understanding and review the new vocabulary, ask students to create new content, their own contents, and discuss, clarify any misunderstanding. I would say, can you prepare 3, maybe let's say 3 questions to help me check their understanding, right? So I want actual question. I mean, I can come up with a question myself, but can you suggest some questions, right? So then it suggests 3 questions. I will just copy these here. And then the 3 questions, because I will use them on the slides, okay? All right, so that's slide 3. And then all good. Moving on to next. Okay, so if you guys are experienced with ChatGPT, just stay with me, okay? This is important because it's not only just using ChatGPT, also how to uh, interact with ChatGPT, revise, and how to move this content to the text that we're gonna use to make slides, okay? Let's focus on that here. So now slide 4, well, ChatGPT suggests, okay, in the next slides, you can do a discussion and application. So practice application vocabulary, role playing, or case study discussion. Okay, so then I would say, actually I have one here. Can you create a case study with in a news report style? So I want a paragraph that I can read with students, right, to practice this vocabulary in context. That's what I want to do. So can you create a case study in news report? So then ChatGPT is creating a report. Okay, so this text, this document I can use to read with the students and to practice this new vocabulary we just learned, right? And then actually give us some discussion points as well at the end. So we're gonna read the text and then we're gonna discuss. All right, so I'm gonna copy slide 4. All right, here, slide 4. All right, so then that's good. And move on to the next. These examples are fictional. It's not real. Okay, these are examples they made up. Okay, and you can read the examples and give suggestions. Okay, can I make a case study about what? You can be more specific with the case study. Okay, so I'm not gonna do that. Slide 5, in class activity. Develop a short presentation or report. Choose a specific work-related scenario. At least 5 news work to in the session. Vocabulary, short report. So basically, ChatGPT feels like, oh, there's another activity you can do. It's in-class activity. I'll just keep going now. Okay, next. And then assignment. Okay, after activity, moving on to assignment. I will copy slide 6. And there are assignments and instruction. Okay, so you need to read it. Again, you can always give ChatGPT feedback. So the time you're saving here is that you don't need to start the first draft. You don't need to start from scratch. You're getting input from ChatGPT, and then as experts, you give feedback to help you improve. Okay, I'm not that much expert, so that's why I'm not giving a lot of feedback. So this is slide 6, assignment. And then I would say, all good. I think this is the last slide. Yep, great to hear. Okay, so then I'm good with the content I'm going to use for slides. And again, you can be more personalized. You can give more inputs based on your experience because you are the expert, right? So I'm going to show you how I did it with the interaction between me and ChatGPT to get this document. So this is the document, this is the content document, and this is the end result of step 2, the content. Now the content here, right, with a lesson plan, how I'm going to teach this whole lesson, and then slide 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna have more slides because some of the slides we're gonna probably do more than one slides based on the content. But this is what you're getting at end results of step 2. All right, let me pause here. I will go back to the demo. Let's pause here, okay? I'm gonna stop here and pause. So what do you guys think? It is something you're following me, you know how to do it. This is my first time doing a live demo like this. I hope I did it now clear enough. And regardless of your experience with ChatGPT, I hope you followed, okay? All good, all good. All right, good. So, and also I did a step, right? So first of all, I told ChatGPT what I want, and ChatGPT helped me brainstorm the lesson plan, the idea. And then it was like, okay, I'm gonna turn that lesson plan into step 2, the content I can use to teach slides. All right. Good, very interesting how you interact with ChatGPT and continue to refine it. Yeah, Alicia, I'm not even doing the best because when you do it, you are the expert. You can always give feedback. Oh, I don't like that. Can you be more specific with that? Okay, can you give another example? Let's do, let's say instead of case study, let's do a role play. And can you create a role play script? Can you, no, you can ask ChatGPT to do everything. Again, you're not going to use ChatGPT's content. If you're not happy with it, you can always customize, revise a little bit more. But through the interaction, you can already get a lot done, right? Through the interaction with ChatGPT. And looking at, if you look at this document, right? I'm not an expert. No, if I were to teach someone business English, I'm not even a teacher. I feel like I can do this. I can do this with this. So let me ask you guys, how many of you feel like this is kind of a pretty decent content they can use? Of course, you need to do some improvement, right? How many of you think this is pretty decent content that you can start with, right? How many of you feel like that could be a decent content they can start with? Let me see. Yes, very practical, right? Pretty decent. So I'm not even asking, I'm not even giving a lot of feedback. And my topic is very generic, all right? You can be more specific. You can even customize. You have students coming to you asking very specific vocabulary. I'm doing a report to my CEO about our accounting report. Then you can even tell ChatGPT about that, right? And then ChatGPT will be more tailored to that purpose. I'm not even doing that because it's kind of very generic, okay? Cynthia, ChatGPT is the assistant to the expert. Yes. So ChatGPT, as you can see, it's just like somebody sitting next to me. Or it's like, hey, ChatGPT, can you do this? Can you do that? And then they do it. Okay, give me the, oh, no, I don't think this is what I want. Can you do a role play instead of a case study? And then ChatGPT do it. Okay, give it to me. So ChatGPT or AI is assistant. All right. So basically, you have a assistant working for you 24/7. All right. So this is how you look at it. All right. And if you and everybody else is using assistant, you are not, you're still doing everything yourself. Of course, you cannot be as effective as others. All right. So thank you, James, for opening up a new door. Lena, thank you. Thank you. Brilliant. Uh, um, Carmen, it's good to give a try to check to help guide, improve, and learn exactly how you work with ChatGPT. I think this is what I want to tell you guys too. Like, I don't treat ChatGPT as just a place to ask questions. A lot of people do that. Okay, tell me about this. I treat ChatGPT as a person that I'm interacting with. All right. And I remind myself ChatGPT can make mistakes. That's why I always evaluate, always validate. Hey, this is not right. You have to do it again, right? This is how you work with your assistant. If you have a teaching assistant, right? It's the exact same way how you work with them. Leading is good. I have used to do a basic lesson, but you have to be specific. Yep. Clark, you are always in the driving seat. Exactly. All right. Good. Okay, I think the feedback is pretty good so far. Okay. All right, pretty interesting stuff. Thanks, James. Thank you, Anita. Good. All right, guys, let's keep going. Okay, keep going. So this is the ChatGPT, and you can do the same thing with Gemini. You can do the same thing with other tools. Just that prompt I created, you're gonna receive that prompt I used here. Okay, the prompts I used here. Here I can remove this now, right? So this prompt I use here, you're gonna receive it from the slides. Okay, the slides, when you receive the slides at the end of the workshop, you're gonna receive this. Okay. All right. I think I have a few questions to ask you guys. Can you do this? Let me confirm. You guys happy? Can you do this? Like do exactly what I did? It doesn't require a PhD, right? It doesn't require a PhD to do that. Can you do this, guys? Can you do this? Yeah, it doesn't require a PhD to use ChatGPT, right? To do exactly what I did, right? Yes, Russell, yes, Gloria, yeah, Janine, Rena, Maddie, good. Yes, good. All right, so, and I'm sharing this ChatGPT prompt with you. Exact same thing you can do. And I test this. I actually asked a lot of people in our community to test this, and they used it, loved it, right? The exact same ChatGPT prompt I'm gonna share with you. Yeah, okay, looks fun, it's possible. That's exactly what I want. I want you to feel like it's possible. You can do this, right? All right, so let's skip this question. Let's move on to Canva demo. All right, so this is the fun part. We work together and I showed you how to develop this content, right? And you want to save this. You need to save this too, because when you teach this lesson, the lesson plan will help you to instruct you, right? It's not just the material you use to show in the class, it's also how it instructs you, what's the purpose. And even with this, like slide 1, right? Slide 2, like they always tell you like the goal, like what's the purpose of this, things like that to help you deliver the lesson. All right, now let's move on to Canva demo, okay? Develop teaching slides. I hope this is gonna be fun part 2 for some of you. All right, maybe let me ask you guys, so how many of you never used Canva before? If you never used Canva before, you just put never. If you used Canva before, you just say yes. Okay, never. No. Okay, never. So I'm not gonna cover the basics of Canva, okay? Stay to the end of this webinar. You're gonna receive the training about Canva as a show up bonus that covers the basic, how to start an account, how to create images, how to create slides, how to create all different things. So in this demo, I'll just copy paste, and so you can see how I do it, copy pasting, okay? So a lot of people never, some people use it every day, okay? And no, you can use a free version of Canva, okay? Now, of course, if you pay for it, you just get a lot of more flexibility, a lot of more materials you can use, but it doesn't stop you from using Canva free version to start with, okay? Once for some simple, okay, good. All right, so let me do this. I'll just move this here. All right, so this is the slides. All right, these are the slides you're gonna receive as one of the show up bonuses at the end of the workshop, a webinar. If you stay to the end of this webinar, you're gonna receive the exact same slides I'm gonna use right now to show you how to move this text to this slide deck. All right. Yep. Maybe open this here. Okay, let's do that. Let's do it. Okay, let's do it. All right. So we have this. You got it from ChatGPT, and then if you look at the Canva here, session title. What's your session title? That will be like business English vocabulary, right? If you want something more exciting, you can definitely do that. And then you change your name. Or you can have the program name, right? Either way. So we give instructions on that already. So business English vocabulary. And then the next slide is agenda. So usually we tell students what you're gonna go through, you're gonna cover in this session, right? So in this case, That's why we have this lesson plan. So we're gonna have an introduction. I'll just so these basic things, right? You just double click and then you can change the text. Double click. These are basic things, introduction, and then I feel like I can combine the two together. I don't have to do that. I'll check it for you can even say to vocab, no cap, introduction to vocab, right? And then this one checking for understanding, and then just copy this discussion and application, right? And then in class activity. So that's something although I copied it, I feel like I maybe just one case study is enough. Remember when ChatGPT gave me another activity, I probably won't do that. So I'm gonna skip it, right? So assignment will be homework and homework. Okay. So application. Let me see. Discussion and the application case study. We're gonna do a case study. All right. So this is agenda. Okay, for today, we're gonna do introduction, checking, and discussion application, and then homework. Okay, so then we move on to slide 1, introduction. You copy introduction here, double click, you put introduction here, and then I want to use this slide to explain, okay, why this is important, why business English vocabulary is important, and the objective of this session, and overview of today's session. You already did that, you can get rid of it, right? So maybe you can just focus on the two. Introduction, these slides, I'm gonna talk about just kind of 5 minutes very quickly, why we're doing this session, how this fits in the overall program, right? And what's the objective for this session. Copy paste that. And then the next slides, key business English vocabulary, or just business English vocabulary, as this slide here. All right, so there are quite a few templates. These are templates, okay? As you can see, there are templates and there are different formats. It really depends on how you want to use it. There are many ways of using it, right? For example, this introduction, I'll just keep it simple, or just introduction, then this. And if you want to add image, you can add image, but I don't feel like it's necessary. And here, okay, I want you to use this slide for vocabulary. For vocabulary, we have 5 vocabulary, and then there are 5 bullet points, okay? I'm gonna do business English vocabulary, and then double click and put it here, and then I'll do synergy. Okay, so this is the first word I'm gonna introduce, and then leverage, the second one, and scalability, benchmarking, KPI. Okay, so what this slide for? I want to use this slide to kind of introduce these 5 new words we're gonna learn today. All right, okay, so we're gonna do, okay, this introduction. Okay, we're gonna do in this class. Okay, let's take a look at these 5 words we're gonna learn today. Synergy, leverage, scalability, benchmarking, and KPI. Okay, so then I want to go dive into each word, share the definition and example. So then you put synergy, you copy it, you put it here. I can use this slide. I want to use one, I will do this, okay? So I want to use one slide per word, so I can really focus on that word. So I'm gonna duplicate, you can duplicate this page, and I'll have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 for each, for one slide for one word, okay, each word. So the first one, synergy. I put it here, synergy, and then definition example, and then I put here. Okay, now double click, you can remove this and put definition. Sometimes the copy paste, you have to do some adjustments, and then you can have like maybe a space between the two. So this one, synergy, definition, example. Okay, I want to add a photo, just to make it more appealing, right? So I put synergy, I can find photos I can use to kind of relate to synergy, right? And if you want to, if you're on a free account, I can just check the free images. For example, this image is free. This image is free. I put it here. I just drag it to this place. Okay, drag it here. So synergy. All right, I'm good with synergy. And next one, leverage. I'll copy the word and move on to the next slide. Leverage. I'll do the same thing. I copy, paste the definition, definition and the examples. All right, so I'm move this and then make a space here. And then I want to find a image with leverage. All right, so yeah, you can use the free one because I'm on paid. I will just use something better. But you can use free one. Right? There are free images. As leverage, I'll use this one. Looks good. Leverage. All right, next one is scalability. All right, you can use free one. As I said, just have more that you can use if you're on a paid version, but it does not stop you from using free ones. Okay. Definition. Okay. Okay. Wait. All right. Scalability. Scalability. All right. So let's say this one. I'll use this image. And then next one is benchmarking. I'll just copy the whole thing here and put it here. All right. And then benchmarking. Okay, what I want to use? Benchmarking, maybe this one. To drag them, you just drag them to that slide. Last one, KPI. KPI. All right, you see, this is kind of overlap. You can just do something about it or like make it larger, right? And then you can center it. It's so simple, okay? And then copy this. Okay. Then KPI. And have a KPI. Yep. You see these slides. I mean, it's not the best. I mean, I can even make it more fun, like all that, but it's pretty decent, right? You copy paste and put them here. All right. So what do you guys think so far? It's no, I just started. I want to make sure I'm not losing you guys. What do you guys think so far? Yeah. So you see, so simple. Yeah, you already have a task. Just move on to the slides. If I don't talk to you guys, I can finish this in 10 minutes. That's it. I'm talking to you guys. That's why I'm slowing down. I'm trying to slow down so you can see what I'm doing. If I don't talk to you guys, I can finish this whole deck in 10 minutes. And you use it again, again, because that's your digital assets, right? Again. All right. Yeah, so no, Naomi made a good point. If you work for a school, I think Canva has special accounts for school teachers. Okay, you can access free premium accounts. Naomi, yeah, good point. Okay, all right, good. Yeah, Jivan, can we use Microsoft? Yeah. So if you don't like Canva, you use Microsoft, the PowerPoint, whatever you use. But the point here is you got this content, just turn them into slides, right? So I like Canva because it does so many other things and so many resources. Everyone has a preference, okay? Okay, look good. Everyone's very helpful. All good so far. So okay, I'm not losing you. All right. The process is clear and straightforward, James. Anuska, thank you. Thank you very much. Luis, brilliant. Okay, good. All right. So that gives me a lot of confidence. Okay. So I don't want to lose you guys. Okay. So I'm just doing copy pasting. That's all I'm doing, right? The next one, checking for understanding. All right. So, okay. So I'm moving on to the next part. I wanted to maybe do something like checking for understanding. I'll do image, kind of a transition image, checking I'll just do this one. Just like, hey, if you are teaching, you just explain this vocabulary, then okay, let's do some checking to make sure you actually understand them, right? And then, so what we're gonna do is understand you. So what are we gonna do to check, right? So we're actually gonna ask some questions, all right? Then you can think about, okay, which slide you want to use to ask these questions, okay? So probably I can use something similar and make a duplicate with this one. and then get rid of image. I can do the questions here, and then I can have question 1, and then questions. I'll just change it to questions, and then I have 3 questions, right? So I'll just copy these 3 questions. Okay, question 1, question 2, make some adjustments. Question 2, or you know what? You can do this. You can just duplicate this slide. All right, and then 1 question per slide. I think that makes more sense. Question 1, right? And then question 2. So these questions you just ask, let the students answer. Okay, now we learn about these vocabulary. I'm just gonna, it's like a quiz, right? So tell me what you know about them. This is the questions. All right. So then you have these slides, 3 slides questions. So you just say, hey, now let's just checking for some understanding. Just make sure you understand this vocabulary. Okay, let's ask them question 1, question 2, question 3. Okay, so this is good. And then let's do a case study. Let's put this in vocabulary into into some context. And then I want to use another slide like this transition. I can just do a case study, and then I'll just find something like case study. No, maybe this one, case study. Okay, let's do a case study now. So case study, I asked ChatGPT, remember ChatGPT didn't give me this report or this case study at the beginning. I asked ChatGPT to give me this, right? So, and then we're gonna ask the student to read the case study, right? To read it, and then, okay, so I can use this slide to have the report, the case study itself. Maybe let me see here, case study. This is too big. Example, technology. All right, so then it really depends on how you want to present the case study. So you have this whole thing here. So this is the title, and then the body. All right, as you can see, it's really long. And then what you can do, you can duplicate this page. All right, instead of 1 page, you can do 2 pages. Okay, so here is where you're gonna ask your clients to read together with you, maybe, right? And then you can do some spacing here. Yep. So this 2 pages for the case study, and then you can change this to case study. Yep. So now we transition to case study. Let's read it together, and we have some discussion points. There's 4 discussion points. Okay, so now I want to just make it simple. I will use this one, duplicate. I'll just drag it to the end. It's case study. Okay, and then discussion. I'll just have these 4 questions here, and maybe make some space between the questions. Okay, so now we read the case study and let's discuss. All right, discussion. So then, as I said, I feel like this should be enough for me. We did a quiz, we did a case study report, a discussion, and I don't want to do another case study in-class activity. I will just skip this time. But you can always change your idea. Like if you try this session, you do have some time, you can add it on. But I'm not gonna do it. So now we'll just move on to assignment, which is homework, right? So the homework is this. I'll just go to my homework page, and then let me just copy this. Okay, task. So homework task, write a business communication instructions. Instructions. Done. Okay, homework, your task is to write a business communication instructions. Write this, focus on this, exact as what is suggested in ChatGPT. Okay, you are the expert, right? You're gonna make edits, but no, we turned this content into 18 slides. Okay, so far 18 slides, and we didn't use these. I'll just move them to the ends. We're not using them. And then thank you, and then your name, James. Okay, even with talking to you, I finished this in 18 minutes. Okay, what do you guys think so far? What do you guys think? How do you feel about these slides here? Let me check. I finished, even just talking to you, I finished this in 18 minutes, okay? And along with the part we did ChatGPT, probably if I were to do it myself without talking to you, I can finish it in probably 20 minutes. Now, of course, you have to do some interaction. Maybe let's say 30 minutes. You get the content, you finish the slides, and then you are ready to teach them tomorrow, right? And yes, okay, okay, I see some people here. So as I said, this is not a basic training for Canva, Jennifer. So stay to the end. We actually give you a free course about how to use Canva. Okay, this is not about Canva. This is about how to use AI and Canva to go through these 3 steps to develop your teaching slides, teaching material. Okay. All right. So let me read the comment. You guys good? You feel like this is no, I just showed you how you can process the whole steps from ideas to content to material. So teaching slides is actually a more complicated material you can prepare, but you can prepare quizzes, homework, worksheets, a video, and there are other things you can do, but the steps are the same. Okay, awesome information. Jennifer, as I said, you're gonna receive a free course on Canva. Okay, and you don't need to know how to do all of these things. You just need to know, okay, this is possible to do it. I will learn how to use Canva later. Okay. All right. Wow. Great. Great. Magical, Donna. Donna. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love this. Great. 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 This is great. Great. Okay. Brilliant. All right. Great. Um. Good. So we have a free course about Canva. Everyone gonna receive that course. That course actually costs $99. To be honest with you, Chrissy created. We're gonna give it out for free as a show up bonus. You're gonna learn the basics of Canva. This session is we're gonna focus on using Canva and AI to follow these 3 steps to deliver these materials. Okay. All right. I'm seeing a lot of good feedback. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. As I said, this is my first time doing it. I was a little bit anxious or nervous at the beginning because this is a live demo. Everything can go wrong, right, with a live demo, but you can see how simple it is. Okay, how simple it is. All right.
About having the paid is if you start with your slides and you're on the paid version, you can switch them quickly to other materials. So that's one of the benefits of having the paid. But I was on the free for quite a while before I upgraded to paid. So just know you can still get by. Some things just might take a little bit of extra resizing. So I wanted to use as an example, say you are, so just like James did, he just created like slides for a teaching class. So I have done a demo in the past, so I thought I'll use these as an example. These are some teaching slides that I used for an example in the past. I then used these. I'll just show you the main slide I was talking about. Say I had a list of terms. This is not my current material that I teach because I teach technology. But say, for example, I had a certain amount of terms or vocabulary like James had that I wanted to teach people. I created this one over here, a homework sheet that I was able to use to put a few things together for people to use as an example for homework. So match the terms, use in sentences. But I thought another way that people might want to use, like I personally used to use flashcards years ago, and that could be another way that clients, whether they're adults or students, may benefit from having physical cards, or maybe you just have them in class where you can use them as single slides. So if anyone here would like to let me know what their teaching is, or maybe we can give you some examples here while I'm doing it. So I thought until I hear from someone else, I'm going to run with the terms that I had on this previous slide, but I'll keep looking in the chat. So I'm going to give you just a quick tour over here in Canva. For those who are new, how did I find some ideas to run with for flashcards? So if you're just typing in canva.com and say you always want to go back to the homepage. So I started here in Canva and I literally typed in the search bar. Now, there have been some changes, I will say. They've added here, it looks a little bit different on choosing between Canva templates you've personally created previously. So I usually go for Canva templates. And what I'm going to do is just type in flashcards. And it helps it spell correctly. So you'll notice though that, of course, this is going to give me 4,400 examples or templates. I'm going to ignore this top line. These are, you'll notice that's pro. So any of the AI tools or the fast, quick putting together tools, most of those are paid. So I'm just going to ignore those for today. Anything that you see with the crown for pro, I won't be looking at those. So this is obviously giving me 4,400. I might not want all of this. So I could just choose to scroll through and see, you know, maybe I've got 4 things I want to use. Maybe I've got, so this one has like a stack of 8. This has like a stack of 12. Okay, that's a pro one. So what I like to do is choose maybe 3 that I want to look side by side. And when you hover your mouse, you'll notice you can see a star. So if I click on that one, and maybe I want to look at this one, I'm going to hover my mouse and click the star on that one as well. And maybe I want to have a look at this one as well. So I'm just going to choose 3. Okay, now you'll notice up here, there's a little message that says, would you like to view the starred ones? So I could click that, and that will pop open any of the previous templates that I have starred as a quick place to go to find them. And just, I noticed yesterday a message popped up that these are they're going to be moving. This is where they are currently, but just know that they're still around. They'll soon be moved to templates. So currently, how do you find them? You'd go back to the home. If you start there and you're like, where is that stuff that I saved? At the moment, it's in projects. Then you'd click on folders, and there it is there, starred. So in the future, it'll be moving over here to templates. So these are the 3 that I just clicked on, and you can see I was doing some preparation earlier. So there's a few other ones that I was looking at. So I actually liked this one over here. Just wanted to show you how you could drill down and have a look at a few rather than endlessly scrolling for, you know, through 4,000 of them. And also you could type in using the filters. So right now you can see I did this one earlier. I only have 600 now that I've applied some filters. So how did I do that? I clicked on filters, and on the left, I don't even remember what I clicked on. Oh, I just wrote in, so for ELA, English Language Arts, maybe you're a math teacher or you teach social studies. So you can choose to drill down to different types of. So again, I've still typed in the word flashcards, but maybe now I want to talk about, you know, this topic. Look, there's Australia where I'm from, in case you didn't catch the accent. So just to give you an idea of how you could find those. So I'm going to close the ones that I was just looking at as examples to show you the way around. I'm going to have a quick look in the chat and make sure I didn't miss anything. We were so happy to have all of you here today, and you'll be able to see this on the replay if you have to go. We kind of added this as a bonus at the end, so no worries at all. You'll get this part also on the replay if you can't stay with us. So what I'm going to do is, so I've got the homework sheet there. I've got my presentation. So now what I'm going to do, this was just one of the flashcards that I chose. Would anyone like to see how I got that originally? I think maybe you might want to see that. So, all right, let's do it right from the beginning. Say I found that one in one of the ones that I wanted to start. So I go back to the home page, click on projects, click on folders, and in the starred area, scroll down, and this was the one that I chose. Then you click on use this template. You can do that for anything that you're looking for in Canva. I personally like to always have the original to come back to. Don't have to do this. I'm just a little bit, I like to compare. So I always click File, Make a Copy. So if ever I wanted to come back to the original, I still have that one there if I needed to compare something. So I'm going to close that one anyway, and the starred area. And I personally, if you don't know how to close that left window, you just hover your mouse until you see that hide button. There's a little teeny, it's so tiny, the teeny tiny arrow, and that just hides it. Or you can use your shortcut keys of Control / Okay. So this has given me a pre-made stack of 8 flashcards, which could be, obviously I could just switch out the text and also the, what's that word I'm thinking of? The explanation of it. So I have 6 here. So what I like to do is I copy from my Google Doc or whatever is my place that I'm copying from. Maybe you do it straight from ChatGPT. Personally like to do it in a Google Doc because it's very searchable. You don't have to search through, a chat that you've been using in ChatGPT for 5 months. You'll never find anything. So this one here. So I actually put it in the notes section. I don't know if you've ever used it for that purposes. Obviously, if you're doing the presentation, that can be somewhere you put literally notes that you say. I just use it as like a copy and paste area. So I do it that way. And then what I'm going to do is say I want, so asset will be my first word. Liability, I know these are really basic, but like I said, this was just an example. Equity, what have I got? Interest rate, which is going to really mess up there because that's two lines. So we're going to just move that up just a little bit. Credit risk, again, is going to make it strange. Oh, it fits, cool. And liquidity, copy. Okay. I'm just going to paste it. So these are just going to be an example. Now, if you're a mouse person, type in the chat mouse if you use a mouse, or type track or T for trackpad if you just use a trackpad. If you use a mouse, what you can do to highlight things, you can click just anywhere in the white area that there's no elements, click and drag with your left mouse. So you click and hold down the left mouse and drag it to highlight just that area, just those elements that are all kind of connected and overlapping, and I can delete them. So say there's an area that I want to delete. I think James might have shown this earlier today. So I just want 6. Just say I just need 6. But of course, if there was 8, you could leave them there too. I might just show you, just for ease of time, just one, but just know that, of course, you would go through and change all of these. I wanted to get this done as quick as possible. James said 20 minutes, and I think I'm already there. So how can we use these? We could obviously replace the text, and we could download these as a PDF to give to our clients for homework. They could print it on their own printer, cut them out as, memory flashcards. Another way you could do it is, say you've got these vocabulary words. So I could put them over here. You could have just one side is the word itself and the other side is just the explanation. You could do it that way. Obviously, you need a double-sided printer to be able to do that. So the other way you could do it, let me show how, say we ran with that. Say this is ready and the client is like, that would be great. I would love a copy of that to print, and you want to email it to them or put a link in the chat. So you'd click on the share button in the top right, and you let me move my video. Sorry. Share button in the top right. Scroll down to download, and if you don't see PDF in the type area, just do the drop down box and you would click PDF, and then you would download that and it would save to your computer as a PDF. And then you can share it however you normally, if you email it to them or put it in your Google Drive to give them a link, however you choose to share that. So that's one way. But what if you wanted to show them and practice on the slides in class before you let them go? So, and I think James demonstrated this quite well as well. So I'll just do maybe one extra to show you. So this is the duplicate button. Say I want one slide with I would separate them as separate slides. So I just duplicate this page in the top right. I'm going to close my notes section. And okay, so I'm on page 1. So on page 1, I like to label them, and I would say a whole list, or you can, when you download them, it then names each of the pages for you. So then this is going to be asset. So of course I would go through and duplicate all of them, each for a single page. But again, I'm just going to use my mouse and I'm going to click and drag with my left mouse and delete the ones that I don't want. And now, because everything that's left is the thing I want to enlarge, if I didn't want to use my mouse, some people might be on a trackpad and it's not as easy, then we could use our keyboard shortcuts. If you're on a Windows, it's Control A, which is select all. If you're on a Mac, it is what's that one? Command A, and it highlights everything on that page. And then we can just grab the corners and it grabs everything together as a group. And we can drag and move that to the middle. And it will kind of give us an idea. So that could be one way that you then obviously have separate ones for each of them. You could use those as slides within your class, but also you could send them to your client for flashcards in that way. Let me just have a quick look in the chat. You are so welcome, Marlene. I know some people had to go. This was a little bit extra. Okay, so say you wanted to add these to your slides. So again, we're going to use that same copy. Actually, no, I'm going to show you a different way. One more thing I'm going to show you, and then James can let me know if I have any extra time. One of my favorite ways to copy, like this would help you if you're on the free version. So to copy something to a different design is use this grid view in the bottom right-hand corner. And I want to highlight I want everything on this slide. Now it's already highlighted, but if I wanted to get this one, which happens to be the same, whichever one that I need to copy, paste in a different design, I just want to have it on grid view, have it highlighted, and use your keyboard shortcuts. And we're going to use Control C for copy, Command C on a Mac. And then we could use this and go all the way down to the slides. Let's say we're going to demonstrate over here, the slides to demonstrate their homework, and I'm going to paste. Control V is paste, or Command V on a Mac. So now you can see I've inserted that directly into my slides. So I hope that was helpful. That was just a little bit extra. This will be very helpful for those who are on the free version. Sometimes you want to be able to kind of duplicate something, but in a different size or in a different design. So that's the fastest way. The reason I don't copy from here and just Control A and highlight everything, because you'll notice it only highlights the elements. It doesn't grab the background as well. So the way to do that is using that grid view. I hope that helps. That was one of the things that I used to do when I was using the free version. So if you're on the paid version, of course, you would save a lot more time. You just click resize and magic switch, and you could do it that way to resize things into a different design, or maybe you've got a Facebook post that you want to resize for square on LinkedIn because Facebook and LinkedIn are a different size. So that can be really helpful there. So let me just look in the chat and let me know if there's any questions about what I've shown you today. I know people are asking other questions in the chat, and James is taking care of people there. So let me have a quick look. Now, someone asked earlier, sorry, I'm so glad that helped Vash. Someone asked earlier, if it's okay to share one more thing, James. Someone asked, can you export on the free version? Yes, you can. So the top right-hand corner, click on share. Actually, let's use the slides as an example. Click the share button. When you click, you'll actually need to scroll down and you'll see this more button. So click on that one and then scroll down and you'll see the save area. This is where you can transport, you can export it to either Microsoft PowerPoint, or someone else asked about Google Slides. You would add it to your Google Drive, and it will save it into your Google Drive as it saves it as a PowerPoint, I believe, but then you can change it quickly to a Google slide. I did it the other day. Let's do a quick test. Let's go here, test folder. Guess it was the same one I used the other day. Just do the drop down. Make sure you've clicked all of the slides. It only clicks 10. So just click all of them. Done. Oh, they only do 10 at a time. Okay, fine. We were unable to, okay, we had a technical issue. So no worries at all. Let's do this one instead because it was just 4 pages. Scroll down, click the More button, scroll down to the Save area, click Google Drive, select the folder. You'll need to connect your Google Drive first. Oh, I left it on PNG. That's not what I wanted. Show you one more time, and then I think James needs the floor back. I always say I would like to do a really short video. 5 minutes, that is so hard for me, but sometimes it ends up being 8. I'll just show you one more time. More, go down to save, and when you click that button, we need to change up here. Oh my goodness, what's happening? Save Google Drive. Oh, here it is. Sorry, there's one more step I forgot. So just change it over here to a PPTX. So it'll save it to your Google Drive as a PPTX. If you wait for a second, it will pop up with a box that says View in Google Drive. So we'll do that. See how it says opening the file in Google Slides. So even though it's still a PPTX, you could then say File, Save as Google Slides. And again, in the chat, somebody mentioned about text. If the text is not like a global universal text, it may come over to a different program looking a little bit funky, and you might need to change up the text. That's why it's best to always stay with a universal text if you know you're going to be going between different programs. So that would work the same way in your Google Drive. This one is a PPTX. So it would have been saved straight to your Google Drive and you could download it and use it in PowerPoint as well.